1, 2, 3!
Shalom Dammit! And thank you for tuning in to my weekly television program. I am Rabbi Sol Solomon, grateful to be the spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. And I thank you for choosing this public access show over all your other TV viewing options. Notice how thankful I am being today. Repeatedly, almost obnoxiously. I am doing this to make a point. We find ourselves on the cusp of the American holiday Thanksgiving. And whatever else you may think about the holiday, the shopping, the football, the crappy weather, the way the pilgrims screwed the Indians like I wouldn't treat an Arab. Whatever you think of all the narishkeit that goes with Thanksgiving, it's a holiday with its heart in the right place. Unlike, say, President's Day. What the hell kind of holiday is that? We no longer celebrate Lincoln's birthday on Lincoln's birthday. We no longer honor Washington's birthday on the day Washington was born. I'm amazed we still celebrate New Year's Day on January 1st. Give it a couple of years. They'll make New Year's Day the first Friday in January. Hooray! One more 3-day weekend. But think about it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, happy 1 week old year. What kind of insanity is that? And Groundhog Day, a brainless, soulless excuse for a holiday. You torture this poor animal, schlep it out of hibernation in the middle of February, and then hold a phony baloney ceremony over its shadow. If I were Punxsutawney Phil, I would turn around and bite the mayor in his nutsack. But that's just me. And don't even get me started on Halloween, because I got started on Halloween on my last show. So, if you missed it, you're lost! But ladies and gentlemen, Thanksgiving has the most meaningful, useful message of all the holidays on the secular calendar. What it tells us is, stop, take a moment, look around, scratch your tuchus if you need to, and then give thanks for everything you see. Now, as Jews, we're accustomed to doing that at meals. Before we cut a loaf of bread, we make the motzi. And we make the most of our motzi. Where we tell God, blessed art thou, because saying God bless you is tautology. Blessed, O God, who bringest forth bread from the earth. We take these few seconds out to remember that bread did not just spring out of the Wonder Factory and flop onto our plates. We eat a fruit, and we thank Him for shaking the tree. We eat a carrot or a tomato, and we say, thank you for not making all vegetables taste like broccoli. Even a glass of wine, Hashem gives us a way to forget our troubles, to relax at the end of the day through His great miracle of alcoholism. So, we thank Him for creating the fruit of the vine. And we do this before we take the drink rather than after, because after 3 martinis, you're like, blessed art thou, O Lord Petri, King of the unicycle who has created the fruit of the looms. No, we can't have that. We want to be sober, literally and figuratively. As a matter of fact, ingratitude is Hashem's biggest complaint in the Bible. It's the one boo-boo that gets Him mad at the children of Israel time and time again. They're not grateful. He leases Adam and Eve the whole Garden of Eden, every rock, plant, and animal, except for one tree. What does Eve do? She says, the garden's really nice, but I'm bored. Oh, I wonder what that tree is like. Boom, it's over. Hashem tells the Jews, look, I'm going up on the mountain with Moses for a while. I'm still here. I'm just invisible, okay? Now, I took you out of Egypt, and I'm leading you across a freaking desert. Don't go back to worshiping idols. Can you do that for me? Can you? Sure, God, no problem. We love you. You're the only one. Give Moshe our regards. See you in 40 days. A month and a half later, boom, golden calf. God gets apoplectic. Moses is pissed off. And the children of Israel say, we're sorry, we're sorry. And Moses says, you know, you may be the chosen people, but you weren't chosen for your brains. Now listen, melt the cow, make an atonement, and appreciate what has been done for you. Thank the man upstairs for not kicking you downstairs. But of course, it is the nature of mankind to be selfish, to forget the favors, to bite the hand that feeds us, to be Johnny come, what have you done for me lately's? And since Judaism is just as much about our dealings with our fellow humans as it is about our relationship with you-know-who, we learn from this to be courteous to others and value the little and big things they do for us every day. The garbage man comes at 7:30 in the morning, waking you up, making a mess, leaving the lids off. Sure, you can complain, although I wouldn't recommend it because they're mafia. But even if sanitation were a legitimate industry, how about thinking just once in a while, hey, someone takes my garbage away. I discard food, newspapers, dog duty, cardboard boxes, tubes of preparation H. One day it's on the side of my house, 2 days later it's gone. What a marvel! How nice that you are not living in your own filth. Well, most of you. I get a toothache in the mouth, which is a very bad place to get a toothache. And it hurts, and it's bad, and I have to call a dentist, and it takes 2 hours out of my day, and I get Novocaine, and an X-ray, and the drilling, and the zoozing, and the rinse, and the spit, and the rinse, and the spit, and the piss, and the rinse, and the spit, and the fart, and the piss, and blah, 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 blah. There is a special circle in hell for dentists, even the good ones. However, think of the alternative. Imagine walking around for weeks, months, even years with a rotten tooth in your gums. Now think what having a cavity filled was like before Novocaine. And now realize that 3-4 hours after the drugs wear off, you're eating, you're talking, you're performing cunnilingus like there was no problem at all. So be thankful. And it's not just looking on the bright side, the silver lining. It's understanding the way other people and the whole tapestry of society come together so that garbage gets carted off, teeth can be cleaned and pulled, prostates can be massaged and treated. Everyone around you, every building, supermarket, tree, cow, glacier, every flight of steps, every subatomic particle in the air contributes to every moment that we live, breathe, and exist. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know, I'm no scientist. But wouldn't you like to think it was so? Your newborn baby has only one foreskin, hopefully. Would you trust that to just any moil? Some schmuck with a Gillette razor and a bottle of Kedem to steady his nerves? Or worse, one of those weirdos from Rockland County who bites the thing off with his cigarette-stained buck teeth? Nish, Dugadach, no! You need a professional, like Chaim Weisbaum, a skilled surgeon who can finish the job in 30 seconds. Minimal bleeding, maximal pleasure. What happens to your baby during the Brit Milah will stay with him, or off him, for the rest of his life. Don't leave him to just any rapper snapper. Contact Chaim Weisbaum, 718-555-FLAP. That's 555-FLAP. Certified in 12 states, including South Dakota. When it's time to cut the putz, don't rely on any yuts. Call on Chaim Weisbaum. On this Thanksgiving week, one thing all Jews should be thankful for is a sense of humor. It gets us through terrible tragedies and only improves the happy good times. Kind of like drugs. But drugs kill you and rot your cerebral cortex and enrich the coffers of Al-Qaeda. Laughter is free. It's healthy. It's contagious in a good way, like Judaism. So, to augment the good spirits of this holiday, I'm going to share some comedy-style jokes with you. And you're going to laugh because I'm a rabbi. You have to be nice to me. Okay, so this Jewish man is praying and he says to God, "Dear Hashem, so far today I've done everything right. I haven't killed, stolen, or committed adultery. I haven't gossiped, lost my temper, been selfish or judgmental. I haven't even been cranky. And I am so thankful to you for that. But in a couple of minutes, Hashem, I'm going to need a lot more of your help because it's time to get out of bed." Now, the moral of this joke, this not so funny joke, is that every minute can be a struggle for people when they want to be their best selves. Nobody's perfect, but even being half decent can sometimes knock the wind out of you. That's why we turn to Hashem for guidance and forgiveness, because the minute we get out of bed, all bets are off. A little wise-ass boy is in Hebrew school, and the Mora is explaining about Thanksgiving. She says she's going to go one by one and ask all the children to say something they're thankful for on the holiday. Just her luck, she starts with little Chaim. Chaim, she says, "It's your turn. What are you thankful for?" Chaim says, "I don't know, stuff." Teacher says, "Don't be lazy. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. There's a big meal in your family. Name one thing you're grateful for." Chaim shrugs and says, "I'm grateful I'm not a turkey." Now this goes back to a deep strain in Jewish consciousness, knowing that no matter how lousy things are, we have to thank Hashem because you have no idea how bad it could have been. The man with a paralyzed arm is grateful he still has the arm. The man with no arms is grateful he can walk on his legs. The man who walks with no legs leaves a brown smear on the carpet. Seriously though, little Chaim may have been cracking wise, but he's right. No matter how dreary Thanksgiving dinner with relatives can be, at least you're at the table and not on it. We go back to the same Hebrew school, same class. The head rabbi walks in. He says, "I know your teacher has been telling you about Thanksgiving. I assume she asked what you're all grateful for." The teacher confirms this. So the rabbi says, "Now, let us use our imaginations. What do you think your parents are grateful for?" Chaim, I know your parents, and I know your mother prays for you every night. "That's true," says Chaim. "I've heard her thanking God." "Really?" says the rabbi. "What does she say?" "She says, 'Thank God the little bastard's in bed.'" I'm sure you saw that punchline coming from way around the corner, but be grateful you have the wit and cleverness to anticipate a punchline. Yitzchak takes his wife, Pearl, to the doctor for her annual exam. After a thorough going over, the doctor calls Yitzchak privately into his office. Says the doctor, "Yitzi, I have to say, your wife doesn't look so good." "Honestly," says Yitzchak, "I don't think she looks good either. But she cooks, she keeps a clean house, so I'm grateful." Well, there's the Jewish view on marriage in a nutshell. Looks are nice, but other things are just so much more important. Raising children, organizing a home, inheriting a dowry. Even if she looks like a mule, so long as she works like one. Okay, that's sexist and terrible and mean. And true, but sexist and terrible and mean. Last joke. small town on a blisteringly hot night. Suddenly, the fire bell goes off. In the distance, there's smoke, there's flames, explosions. The local chemical plant, biggest employer in the region, has gone boom. Fire trucks appear from miles around. And the CEO of the chemical company rushes up to the fire chief and he says, "Listen, I don't care about the building, but locked in my desk are all our secret formulas. If those aren't saved, I'm ruined, the whole town is ruined. I'll pay $500,000 to any engine company that rescues our plans." So the word goes out and the firemen are tempted, but the blaze is a monster. Departments are being called in from nearby cities and they're all circling around the building, aiming hoses from 100 feet away. But nobody's getting near the door or the windows of this death trap. And the CEO is pulling his hair out. "$1 million, I'll make it $1 million, just somebody save my desk." Nothing doing. Dozens of trucks, hundreds of rescuers, nobody's taking that risk. And then, a lone siren is heard from over the hill. People look up to see a tiny broken down fire truck with a Jewish star on it coming from the township nearby. As the truck gets closer, it speeds up and it passes other truck after truck, and people can just see through the cracked window 4 men inside. All chassids, not one of them under the age of 70. "What, are you crazy?" the people shout at them. "Turn back, it's dangerous." But for the little Jewish fire truck, it's full speed ahead, through the road, up the path, right into the center of the inferno. The 4 Yiddish firefighters jump out like men half their age, and they get to work like nobody's business. They spritz and they stamp and they chop, and in 10 minutes they put out the fire and rescued the papers from the desk, scorched but readable. They march out of the building, and the CEO of the chemical company runs to them and says, "You did it! You saved the town! Thank you, thank you! Here's a check for $2 million! You deserve every penny!" And just then, the TV news crew comes and corrals the 4 old geezers. The reporter says, "These are the 4 brave heroes who just received $2 million for charging into the heart of a fire nobody else would go near. How are you going to spend all that money?" "Well," says Lemel, "first thing we're going to do is fix the brakes on our truck." What do we learn from this story? Well, first of all, always keep a second set of formulas. But more than that, sometimes Hashem gives help in mysterious ways. Crazy, spontaneous things happen that sometimes, in the long run, turn out for the best. The old Sekrachan of firefighters did not intend on saving the day, although it was certainly courageous of them to jump in the truck and try in the first place. So Hashem gave them a little push. The other firemen were brave too, don't get me wrong, circling the building, breathing in asbestos and dust and toxic fumes, but so does everybody who lives in New Jersey, so big deal. The point is, people can be heroic and skilled and fearless and all those good things, but sometimes, like a bowel movement, that little extra push has to come from above. For that alone, we should be grateful. Well, my Jewish friends, this being Thanksgiving time, is there anything we could be more thankful for than the Torah, light of our lives and fruit of our looms? The 5 books of Moses and all the other little novellas are what keep us on the path to righteousness and the life of Jewishness. So, what I've been doing on several of these programs is imitating what shuls and rabbis have been doing to study the Bible. It's called Daf Yomi, and it means literally a page a day. Hebrew scholars take 1 page of the text a day and try to glean its deepest, profoundest meanings. Since this is a weekly TV show, a page a day is about as manageable as a Jerry's kid in a light bulb factory. So we do the next best thing. Daf Shavua, a page a week, or at least a few lines, to give a taste of the complexity and the beauty of this extraordinary book. Now, Where we last left off, Hashem had made sunlight and moonlight to divide the day and night. He already built a firmament to work with, so he's already making strides with his universe project. In fact, he's more than halfway through and ready for day 5. Genesis chapter 1, verse 20. And God said, "Let the waters swarm with swarms of living creatures." Swarms, mind you. Not a few bluefish in the middle of October. No lobster shortage off Long Island Sound. Swarms of fish and crustaceans. And, said God, let fowl fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. Think of it. All the eagles and hawks and sparrows and plovers and hummingbirds flying, which kind of makes me wonder, what did chickens do to piss God off? Why wouldn't he let them fly? Seagulls, no problem. Owls, partridges, pigeons, they're all up there winging their way from rooftop to statue to windshield. But chickens are clucking and walking and getting their heads chopped off. Chickens must have done something really crappy in a past life. And cows. Why couldn't Hashem give cows wings? Give them a fighting chance at least. On the ground it's like, oh, there's a cow eating grass, let's kill it. At least, if the cow had wings, the shoichet could point a gun, maybe he hits, maybe he misses. It's a big target. Of course, if a cow is up in the air and you hit it, you really don't want to be anywhere near it when it comes down. Or, for that matter, near any building or automobile. And if I'm sitting in an airplane, I don't want to look out the window and see a flying cow. Last thing I need is to die because a bull got his horn stuck in the engine. Still, being able to look up in the air and see, high in the sky, little cows with wings. Moo, moo. What the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, the Bible. Hashem made the fish and the fowls. Now he's going to elaborate and expand in verse 21. And God created the sea monsters and every living creature that creepeth. Great sea monsters? Like Nessie? No. They probably meant whales, porpoises, manatees, and the occasional bloated member of the Polar Bears Club. So, he made these big sea monsters and every living creature that creepeth, like Bin Laden, and the shrimp, and the jellyfish, and the crabs, which I had in the service, but that's another story. Wherewith the water swarmed after its kind. There's that swarming again. You put your hand in the water, out comes a trout. You throw a rock, down come 3 pheasant. And as the pheasant are dying, they're crawling under glass to save you the trouble. Because there's barely any room for them up in the sky. There are so many. They're all banging into each other. Birds, 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 fish, fish, fish. Before commercial fishing and pollution and overpopulation, imagine how many species of everything there was on this earth. And we come along and we are the great poisoners. But back then, the water swarmed after its kind, and every winged fowl after its kind, except chickens, and God saw that it was good. And this time, instead of just letting things be, Hashem gave them a blessing. God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply." He didn't only say this to Adam and Eve. First he tried it out on the dolphins. He road tested it on the birds. I guess he wanted to see whether the grackles would take to it. Be fruitful and multiply. Oddly enough, though, he never said it to the fruit. He made fruit 2 days earlier. He didn't tell them a damn thing. He didn't say to the kumquats, "Be fish-like and multiply." Maybe because he created fruits and vegetables the day before he made sunlight. Kind of an awkward product rollout there. But he told all the water and air creatures, assumedly in whatever language they knew, be fruitful and multiply and fill the waters and the seas and let fowl multiply in the earth. Not only was the world already swarming with these things, he's saying, more, more. It's like Salvadorans in Farmingville. And there was evening, and there was morning, a very busy morning, a fifth day. Now the world is really coming together. It's like a painting. It starts with nothing, a void. Hashem slaps on a coat of firmament, a little light, putting it together. Trees over here, rocks over there. Water's nice, need some fish. Sky's nice, boring. Let's make some birds. Oh, that one fell from the sky. Must be a chicken. And this canvas, this landscape, fills with beauty and wonder. Thomas Kincaid eats a hog out. And God's not finished. This is just the background. Wait till he puts in the animals and the people. Then you have a work of art. But that's for another time. Hashem has completed his fifth day, and we have completed our Daf Shavua. Now go. Be fruitful and swarm. A Thanksgiving hymn. Thank you, Hashem, for making naked women. Thank you, Hashem, for teaching Jonah swimming. Thank you, Hashem, for making perishing men. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, damn it. Thank you, Hashem, for making Mokshan Kugel. Thank you, Hashem, for making porn and Google. Thank you for not making my brain sugar. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, damn it. Thank you for Monty Python, Seinfeld, and MASH. Thank you for credit cards and cold hard cash. Thank you for Harper Lee and heart transplants. Thank you for sodomy and Levi's pants. Thank you, Hashem, for making vinyl flooring. Thank you, Hashem, for killing hairmongering. Thank you, Hashem, for making Christians boring. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, damn it. Thank you, Hashem, for making penicillin. Thank you for Stephen Sondheim and Bob Dylan. Thank you for hookers who are cheap and willing. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, damn it. Thank you for miseries I don't remember. Thank you for Chinese takeout in December. Thank you for Borough Park and Brooklyn Heights. Thank you for Philip Roth and hockey fights. Thank you, Hashem, for being always there. Thank you for letting us believe you care. Thank you for bokeh and a good time share. Oh, thank you, 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 damn it! Hoi doi da da doi, hoi doi doi, hoi doi 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 dum bum, hoi boy da da dum boy boy bum, boy 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 boy, rubber boy boy boy, rup doi doi, roi da da doi 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 dum, hoi boy boy boy, rup doi doi, roi da da doi doi boy 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 bum, yabba boy boy boy, rup doi dum, hoi da 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 doi bum, rubber boy boy boy, rup doi dum, roi doi 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 dum.